Good morning, I'm Wendy Weiger and welcome to Word from the Woods. I'm in my off-the-grid cabin on First Roach Pond. It is the morning of January 12th, about an hour and a half before sunrise, and a blustery, cold winter morning it is. Last I checked, it was -2 on my porch, Fahrenheit I should say. The wind, according to Ventusky online, was at 21 miles an hour, gusting to 41 miles an hour. That means with wind chill, it's about -25. The wind is roaring around my cabin, but it is nice and warm and cozy in front of my wood fire. And I have my trusty cup of tea here, and thought I would just show you how I keep warm when it is really cold. Yesterday morning, it was even colder. It was about -15 at sunrise, and with wind chill on my shore, it was -37. Although, at that point, with the wind direction, my cabin was a little more sheltered, so I didn't hear the wind roaring around my cabin the way I do now. But at any rate, you can see I've got a nice fire going in my wood stove, and I have everything I need to keep it going right at hand. So I'm sitting here in my nice comfy Glide rocker by the fire, and without even getting up, I have my wood here in a rack. And you can see I have different sizes. So the wood is delivered cut to length and partially split. And by partially split, I've got bigger pieces that are not going to burn all that easily if I'm just trying to get the fire started. So I split them myself by hand with an axe and sledgehammer into smaller pieces that burn more easily. And I'll show you what I do at my splitting block at some point outside. But I have a nice assortment here of smaller pieces to get the fire going and larger pieces to keep the fire burning longer term. And you can see I've got my little bellows here to fan the flames to get things going when needed. Here are my fire implements. Let me just turn around here so you can see the whole thing. Really, mostly what I use are this little shovel here and my poker. Here's the poker. I have a little container here with matches right on the wall. There it is. And I don't always feed the fire overnight. In fact, I usually don't. I go to bed and just let it die down. Then I need to get it started in the morning. And the way I do that, I have birch bark, which I collect from my trees. And that is a wonderful natural fire starter. Even when it's wet, it will burn. And on top of that, I put split pieces of cedar. A friend gave me some nice dry cedar from his land. I don't have a lot of cedar on mine, so I was very grateful to get this. This was a fine gift. And cardboard waste from mail, paper towel rolls, food packaging, I keep in another basket. And I can use that to help start my fire as well. So if the fire's burned down to embers, I put down a small piece of wood, some birch bark, get it going, put the cedar on top, maybe a little cardboard, and then start with smaller pieces of wood and move on to the bigger pieces. And it's very easy to keep the cabin nice and warm and cozy. In fact, the temperature can easily creep up to 80, sometimes even in the low 80s, if I keep the fire cranking. And it's amazing to me to think that I am keeping the cabin as much as 80 degrees warmer than the outside, just a few feet away. So it is nice to be warm and cozy while it is bitterly, even lethally cold outside. It's a wonderful feeling. And I will be back with more episodes of Word from the Woods soon. Stay warm.